Hey Smashers, welcome to the unscripted Daily Smash for Friday, July 21st,
I hate these things.
2023. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
Kelly's all dressed up. We're going to an event. And we were celebrating our 100th anniversary, 100th show on patreon.com, the Rick and Kelly show. And we have beautiful flowers from some of our patrons who sent them, and balloons.
A bottle of Dom Perignon.
Which is, we only drink when we're not drinking our Ilya wine, which is a sponsor of the Daily Smash, and you can get yours.
And they gave us a $500 gift certificate to my favorite restaurant, A Restaurant.
Yes, they did. They were very generous with us. I'll wait on the Ilya.
I gotta cut these. I hate these things. These things are so irritating.
I'll cut them for you.
Irritating.
100 shows.
And every woman knows what I'm talking about right now.
Of course. And I've cut them off of other clothes of yours.
Yes.
100 shows on the Rick and Kelly Show on patreon.com. It is longer, unfiltered, uncensored, commercial free. We say what we want. We can. And on this week's episode, we went back to the vault.
And I look so fat. I look so fat. I look like a chunk of monk.
And it's okay for you to say that you looked fat. I looked fat. And we both, I think, look better when we lose a few pounds. Most people do.
Of course, I look way better when I'm thinner than a fatty.
We're going to get to that whole Bethany Frankel controversy in just a moment.
Yeah, I just got really pounded on for bashing Bethany Frankel's looks.
In just a moment. First, just to finish the thought about the Rick and Kelly Show, go to patreon.com, sign up. Join our growing family. If you're a VIP or party, you can join us for hour-long Zoom calls every weekend. You can also join us for our recaps of the RHOC. But in the meantime, Ilya wine, 20% off using the discount code RickandKelly20 at Ilya.com.
Cheers.
Cheers, my love.
Here's to 100 and to 100,000 more.
Okay. You just made an off comment, just like a one-off, just like, oh, she looks terrible, right?
Well, no,
I started it, by the way. I was like, oof, and I didn't want to say anything because of that. I didn't want to say anything, like sound like an asshole, but I did, was like, whoa.
And then I said it. Well, because it was the photo. She Bethany. If anything, I've stuck up for Bethany. Okay, mm-hmm. I when they had a picture where she posted of her in the bathing suit up in St. Bart somewhere, they showed I guess she face tuned it a bit, and then they showed the face tune versus the real one. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I guess the paparazzi were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, who cares if she face tuned it? She looks amazing. Her body is so fit and so amazing.
Yeah.
Who cares if she face tuned it a little bit? No one can look like that. And by the way, people are slamming me for saying that I bash her looks. Bashing her looks would be like, oh, she looks old, or she's got crepey skin, or people tell me, oh, your lips are too big, they're too filled up. I don't do filler, okay? My lips have always been like this. Or I could say, her eyes are too sunken and she needs to add fat. Or that's bashing someone's or she's too thin.
You didn't do that. You weren't breaking down all the things that you found wrong with her appearance.
Bashing.
And I have to say, don't be up on a high horse and act like you don't judge people based on their appearance. Everyone does it. Your first impression matters so much, and people's first impression of someone is what they look like. You can't avoid it. That's how we're a visual. Unless you're blind, you're going to base your first impression on what you see.
That's the
what
thing.
They look like.
People are hypocrites.
You're going to tell me you don't see someone's too fat or too skinny or really tall or really short or doesn't dress well or has terrible makeup or you don't like their earrings.
Oh, really? You've never gone through life going, oh, she's ugly or she's really beautiful?
And you've never made a comment about someone's appearance like, oh, look at that guy. Oh, look at her.
When you are going on TV and you're setting yourself out there, you are set up for ridicule. I do. People call me fat. People have called me, said I have a big forehead, that I have too much filler, which I don't get filler. People say my boobs are too big or my butt's too flat. There's always something someone has to say about my appearance or my looks, okay? And you know what? I don't get mad about it because I set myself up. I went on TV knowing damn good and well that people were going to ridicule me. A lot of people don't think I'm pretty. A lot of people do think I'm pretty. It's the way, it's human nature. It's the way people think.
But it wasn't even that bad what you said. It wasn't
I just said, gosh, she's not that attractive. That picture of her was not that. I've seen pictures where she looks gorgeous.
Speaking of bad pictures, Kelly and I make fun of this picture all the time. We make fun of Kelly's face all the time.
This picture looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger's maid that he knocked up, okay? Every time we go to the airport.
That's on her passport.
On my passport, Rick, every time Rick goes, dude, that is the most unflattering
it is
picture.
The worst
Jolie
picture.
goes, Mom, you look so ugly in that.
And it lasts for 10 years. You can't, it's not that easy to get a new passport.
I look like a tranny. Okay?
You look like something that's not.
I look like a transvestite.
That could be your booking photo at the jail, at the county jail.
I look fugly there, okay?
Well.
And you and I are the first people to talk about it.
Yes.
And we laugh. He's like, every time we go, he's like, oh, you look, oof.
I mean,
that's the worst picture of you. You look terrible. I laugh. Do I laugh? Do I laugh? I laugh.
You're able to laugh at yourself. You are.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm sure you have a photo of yourself that you laugh at. And I'm sure if you're one of these critics, I guarantee you, every one of these people, and there were like 69 responses to one comment, hundreds of comments, and so many people were calling you out for saying one thing about Bethenny's appearance. A person who put herself on reality television and then used her platform to sell skinny girl margarita, pushing skinny, 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 and making tens of millions of dollars off of it.
Why aren't you fat girls out there getting mad at her for pushing the skinny agenda?
Why skinny? Why not fat girl margarita?
Why not fat girl margarita? Yeah, or all the, she wrote a book on how to be skinny.
Don't act like it's not.
Why aren't you guys going, the fatties out there, why aren't you guys mad at her? Or talking about how she's talking about how to be skinny and complaining about your appearance.
I mean,
how about that? How about that? She is talking about how she looks so good being skinny and that you're fat and here's how to do it. And she wrote books on it. She's made multi-millions of dollars on her skinny appearance. Meanwhile, you fat ladies out there should be mad at her, not me.
How about Linda May said Kelly should formally apologize to Bethenny for publicly and unnecessarily disparaging her looks.
You know what? Maybe she should be saying sorry to you for being fat because she's pushing a skinny agenda here. Okay? Why don't you have her say sorry to all the fatties out there that like to eat instead of starving themselves? Okay? And making things being skinny.
CM252, Kelly, why say Bethenny is not good looking? She's making a great point for all reality stars and you need to comment on her looks. You bash your viewers.
What was the first thing I saw? And you don't do that? Shut up.
Yeah, I mean.
Shut the hell up.
First of all, Kelly.
You say that too, you liar. Everybody does.
Kelly doesn't have a filter, which is one of her great charms. And sometimes she'll say things that people think, but maybe don't say out loud. But Kelly said it out loud.
I love all these hypocrites out there.
Being honest and real, which is what makes her so damn attractive. And sometimes you piss people off.
Well, but it's only the ugly people I piss off.
But it's also people who are jealous and mad that they can't say it themselves. They can't share their true thoughts and feelings.
You know what? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Sure.
Okay? Not everybody thinks I'm pretty, and they tell me. I don't get all butthurt about it. Why aren't you guys going after people that come after me and say, oh, your lips are too big or your boob is lopsided? I put a picture on my Instagram. Someone said my boob was like this or something because the way I was like leaning.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, they are.
But somebody out there, no one is beating me up on that person. I get ridiculed all the time. It's like, you know what?
Anna Lee stood up for you, Anna Lee MR. I took it as the picture was not good looking, but came out wrong, which I think is true. I mean, she was saying she didn't look good in that photo. But you're going to take that one thing out of context, and all of a sudden, Kelly's this awful person for commenting on something.
I stuck up for her and saying that she had a beautiful body. She looks great with short hair. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for something that I think
Susan
to be true.
Stanley thinks you're jealous. There's a little jealousy there from Kelly, I think. Bethany self-made.
Would I'm proud of Bethany. I'm glad that she did that. I'm not jealous of Bethany Frankel. She's made an empire for herself. I think this is wonderful. And by the way, I wouldn't want to look like Bethany Frankel. I'm pretty damn happy with who I am and what I am. I'm happy with my husband. I'm happy with what the things that we built together. I am not some whack job that goes through a bunch of men and can't stay married. Okay. All right. I'm actually really, really happy, and I'm not jealous of her. And I would never want to be her. Has she done great for herself? Is she successful? Yeah, but I'm not jealous of her.
And Kelly also supported what Bethany said, and later in the conversation we both talked about it. I thought it was great that she was rallying on behalf of reality TV stars, and Kelly also felt that was great. But again, you're going to isolate that one comment and make it out like Kelly was the worst person on earth. It's ridiculous.
No, you know what? I think Bethany has done great for the world. She's made a lot of money. She gives back to the community. She does a lot for charity. You know what? She deserves everything that she has worked so hard, and she's worked hard.
Yeah.
You know, she's a smart cookie. I'm just the picture of her didn't look good.
I'm gonna read one
just
more.
Like I said, I looked fat in that picture that when we did our Patreon just now.
Now there's one person commented 1,000 times. One more.
Wait, what was that?
That's CM252.
Okay, there is this CM252 that is. Just get off my you can comment because it gives me the algorithm. It's fine, I don't care. But you need to get a job. You need to have some purpose in life than coming after me and commenting on every little thing. It's hilarious. By the way, I think it's funny.
Rick does the editing, and he probably should carefully listen to some of Kelly's responses and think about taking some of them out. Okay, well,
why?
The whole appeal of our show is that Kelly says what she thinks. Kelly says what's on her mind, and yeah, I'm the sort of the moderator, but she is the spark.
What do you think? I'm not comparing myself to Joan Rivers in any stretch of the imagination. She was way more talented than I am ever. Even having her little pinky.
Yeah.
She would call people fat. She would say that doesn't look good on her. She's ugly. She was all these. You know what? We laughed. We had it. We thought it was funny. What about
how about Don Rickles, a comedian? He made his entire career making fun of people. Every single person within his purveyance. Anybody he saw, he would just start picking on him.
What about Howard Stern?
Howard Stern talked smack about people all day long.
Called people fat.
Anything.
He called
everything.
Rosie O'Donnell. I remember him bashing Rosie O'Donnell, bashing her to death. And I thought, what kind of man could get away with because at the time in the 90s, in the 90s, I loved Rosie O'Donnell. I thought I used to watch her show. I thought she was hilarious.
Yeah.
And when Donald Trump, or no, not him.
Trump did say something about her.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I don't like when men bash women.
But everyone has gotten so overly sensitive now. You can't say anything about anyone. And is that really the world that we want to live in? We can't say what we think about someone for fear of hurting their feelings.
The thing of it is that every single one of you out there has said whether someone's pretty or ugly. So shut up.
Oh,
that's my rant.
Snap. Okay.
That's what it's so irritating. It's human nature. So go pound sand, CM22 or whatever your name is.
Yeah, that's enough on that.
It's gotta be somebody who's really, really ugly, that they're in their house, on their couch, just trolling and finding something to be upset about. Instead of going outside and running and walking and building up endorphins, you're over here getting mad over something that is the truth, frankly.
The reason we love Kelly is because she doesn't pretend, just the title said. She says what's on her mind. Bethany does have a medical condition, however, and she suffers with a condition that she needs proper makeup to cover the blemishes and color in her skin. Kelly is just saying what she sees. I, too, thought Bethany looked terrible in a couple of photos, but Bethany explained she had a condition, so I considered that, and I'm a little more understanding about why she looks off sometimes. Kelly, keep being you, but understand sometimes there's underlying reasons for some. Okay,
Okay.
The underlying reason. And
I'm
Kelly,
not saying I'm not compassionate.
she is compassionate.
I am
by
compassionate.
The way. She shows her compassion in ways you've never seen. You don't even know the way how compassionate this woman is. Every day when we leave our house.
My first cousin Trisha has Down syndrome. We were best friends ever since still, and people used to make fun of her and complain of something that she couldn't help. I'm compassionate about with things that people can't help or conditions or things like that.
Yeah.
But she's out there making multi-millions of dollars. I'm sorry, I can say she looks terrible. People tell me I look terrible all the time. Look, Exhibit A.
the worst passport photo of all time. I think ultimately the point is that if you want to be a TV star, then you have to accept that people are going to talk about your appearance because it's a visual medium. And in this case, she was doing a whole video about something, and we shared the video and we talked about what she was saying, but it's also hard not to remark on someone's appearance at times. And Kelly just made an offhand remark about Bethany's appearance. It doesn't mean that you've already explained yourself very well on this point.
People went crazy on my boobs and my implant was sagging on one side. Well, it's not, but I left it up there. I could have erased it. But I left that comment up there because I set myself up for ridicule. I do. Okay? So, and for you people out there that don't say they say everything nice about everything is a liar. Okay? So there's people and they're like, oh, I can't support this channel. Okay,
right.
Don't. Bye. Go. There's more people fluxing in anyways. Fine. Leave if you can't handle it. Okay, that's what sets me apart. Go watch mainstream media. Go watch your CNN and MSNBC and stick to that, okay?
Right. But if you like what you're seeing here, if you want to be part of this conversation and part of this YouTube family, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, because we are about to hit 40K, and from there, we're going all the way to the moon. Bam.
Going to the moon.
We hope you guys have a fantastic, smash-tastic day and a great weekend.
Now I have to go to this event.
We're going to Los Angeles. We'll see you soon.
Right, getting that Uber. Bye, guys.